Hello, mate.
Hello, Ma. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks. I can't see you though, but yeah.
I'm a bit ill today, so I'm in like some of my pajamas.
Ah, right. Okay. So what? You're not going on the camera today?
Maybe next week.
All right. Cool. Cool.
How's things?
Yeah, everything's good, mate. Thank you.
Good, good. So, what do you do? What do you do for work?
What for a living?
Yeah, sure.
So I breed dogs, and I'm a professional fighter as well.
Oh, nice. Is that MMA boxing?
Muay Thai.
Oh, Muay Thai. Nice, nice.
Yeah, Muay Thai. Why? You know much about it?
I'm more of a boxer myself, but
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah, big fan of boxing. So, where are you in your music production journey, and where do
So
you want?
I'm at the beginning. So I've been when I was younger. Like I went to college a couple of times. Doing music producing. Not that I can remember much of it at all. I never finished college. But obviously music was something that I really loved, and I'm just at a point in my life where I just want to try and bring it back in because I love music and I feel as though I'm looking for a hobby and um yeah, I feel as though it would be a because I used to get lost in it, I used to get into that flow state and be creative with it and things when I was younger. So I would like to get back into it for them reasons and see where it takes me, mate. And yeah, let's see.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, we'll see how far we can take it. I run a record label, Atmos Tempo Records. We sign artists around the world. Just signed a 55-year-old guy. He makes like synth wave trance. I've never heard anything like it, so I thought I'd sign him, and he's already hit 75,000 Spotify plays, so he's doing well. Um,
Nice one.
yeah,
Nice one. I
yeah.
was actually really interested in you as well because you obviously you do the DJing and stuff and do you DJ in Ibiza what I think I've seen something or
Yeah. I'm there pretty much every year. Or
oh that's
Dubai,
wicked.
yeah, Dubai, Ibiza, and France. So
Yeah, and like I had I've gone through a lot of different stages in my life and like I'm not sure if the fighting journey is up or not. So maybe looking into other like have something to fulfill me potentially, but I would to be honest, I would love to like that was my dream when I was younger, like to get into music, to be a DJ, to get into producing. Like I was a good rapper when I was younger, but I'm not interested in rap music or anything now. Um, but yeah, like I potentially like I'm not doing it for the money, because like I've got a other business as well, which I actually make my money from. So just like the fighting, like I never particularly made much money from that, but I've got a good things out of it. You know what I mean? Um,
awesome.
but yeah,
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, if you can get into that flow state when you're listening to music, that's what we're going to try and replicate in the studio. So trying to get you in that flow state and get, that's when the best music comes out. So just kind of focus on yourself and your tastes, and don't try and make music for other people. Try and just or for record labels, just see what comes out naturally. Like if you start making drill, just go with it, and then if it starts becoming a house, that's fine.
yeah, yeah.
Or trance, like whatever you fancy. But like I'm a massive drum and bass head as well as a house head. So, but all my bookings are house bookings and like minimal deep tech and stuff like that. So that's why I'm playing more in Ibiza. But when I'm in France, I play in a 300 capacity cave in the Alps in like a 5-star resort.
Nice one,
And
nice one.
we're doing like 5-hour drum and bass sets, and people are going fucking mental, like getting kicked out. But
Yeah,
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 when I'm in Ibiza, I'll play 6 nights a week. So I'm a resident out there, and then I'll play 10 p.m. till 5 in the morning, and then I'll have Sunday off, and then I had a residency in the Super Club. So every Sunday I'd play an Octane, which is used to be Sankey's. You know,
okay, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so proper underground, and I'd play like 7 a.m. sets, and Apollonia would like come in and watch me play and shit. It was crazy. It's fucking so crazy. But
Nice.
what's your kind of like genre? Is it house music?
You know what? Like I think I would start looking at producing house music, but like lo-fi, like house is what I've kind of been into. Like I went to Ibiza in the summer actually, and that's what's kind of re-sparked my well actually it was only the start of September, not start of September, the end, it must have been the start of August maybe. Yeah, when I went to Ibiza. And yeah, that's what kind of what sparked it in me. I was like, whoa, I feel like this is what I've been missing in my life, like something like this, some like this creativity. Because I don't like obviously with my fighting, I doesn't really have that creative side to it for me personally. But yeah, I felt like I just connected with the island, and like because I wasn't partying or anything, I just literally was just chilling, and I was like seeing the different sides of it and going to the nicer places, and yeah, like I was like, whoa, this is nice, this is really really nice, you know what I mean? Like, and everywhere you go is just like that, just chilled lo-fi house music, and like I was feeling it a lot, so I was like, right, okay, like I like this. Like I never really had much experience with it, but I was like, yeah, I'm into it, I like it. So potentially I would like to start um producing something like that, but it's early days, but I know 100% I have definitely got a really good ear for music. Like I said, it was my first passion, my first love in my life, but the people around me just didn't believe in me, like my family and things, you know what I mean, was forcing me to take other routes in life, you know what I mean? So
How old are you now?
I'm 27 now.
Oh, so you're still young,
Oh yeah, I'm still, man. I'm getting younger because I'm getting smarter. I'm getting healthier. I'm getting, you know what I mean? Like I take care of myself better. So I can only I can, as far as I see, I'm just getting younger. Do you know what I mean?
Nice. What business do you run? Is that the dog grooming business or is there something
Yeah,
else?
yeah, yeah. Well, I breed dogs.
Mm,
I
nice.
breed dogs. So I've got a few dogs, and yeah, I make quite some good money from them. Like, so yeah.
That's good. So yeah, well, I'm ready to get into today's lesson if you are. I take
Yeah, yeah.
I take payment first because a couple Americans tried to run her once and I was like,
All
fuck.
right.
So I'll send you
Yeah,
my.
that's fair enough.
Are you all right with PayPal?
Yeah, yeah. I'm selling PayPal. Yeah.
Cool. So I must have LTD. So I've sent you a link. You can just chuck me. It's only 20 quid an hour, but
What if you sent me the link on WhatsApp,
oh yeah, I sent it to you on WhatsApp as well.
or have you emailed it?
I did Zoom, so you can chat on Zoom. It's pretty good. So
Okay, okay. All right, cool. No, no, I can.
yes, Atmos Tempo LTD. Okay, cool. And you got Ableton for today, yeah?
Yeah, I've got Ableton. Yeah.
Wicked. So, yeah, that's like the kind of industry standard when it comes to like electronic music. If you're in a band, I'd say like maybe Logic, but fuck that. About electronic music today. So, yeah.
So do all the people who are because I did actually have another lesson. You were my first person who I was trying to get hold of, but couldn't get hold of you, and I've got hold of somebody else, and I actually had a lesson with them on Monday, and it was on Logic. And you know what? He's a good person. He's a nice person. He's thingy, but yeah. Sorry, let me just send this for you. £20. Let's continue. Send money now. You've sent £20 to Omar Miho Sound. There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so I had another lesson before you got back to me, already booked in. And we used Logic, but yeah, I didn't know, like, because obviously it's all new to me, even though I have done bits before. So I don't know what's best, whether I should use this, do this, do you know what I mean? So
Okay, yeah. Um, if
so
I
you say to me, oh, Ableton over Logic, definitely, if you was wanting to produce house music.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, without a doubt, definitely. It's what all the big artists use. So like obviously probably in fighting, you look at the top fighters and in music production, don't focus on anyone that's not where you want to be already. Like
Yeah,
that's
there
why
we go.
so it makes me a good mentor because I've played in Ibiza and stuff. So like doesn't get any better than that. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
I didn't plan on being a teacher. It's just because of COVID, but it's going pretty well. Like we've taught over
I
50.
didn't plan on breeding dogs, but it's because of COVID. So, you know, kind of messed up my fighting career, but it's what it is.
Yeah, it's probably a blessing in disguise, isn't it? It's good. It's good.
Ah, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll
All
go
right, cool.
into Ableton. So yeah, so this is what Ableton looks like. You're welcome to ask any questions, obviously, but you know, you can. These are the settings, right? So you can go in here. Yours might look like something like this, but I've got it on dark because I just prefer that. You can like change the color if you like, if it suits your mood, but I've just got it on gray, like dark gray. And yeah, so in terms of beats, I'll show you. I was just doing a YouTube video looking at how to make interesting synth lines. So I'll just show you what we've got here. Nothing too special. It's not a finished track, but I'll just show you it quickly. So yeah, it's just like a little intro into a drop, just a quick one. But yeah, so I'll show you me making a track, and then you know we'll go from there basically. So right, so yeah, as you know, this is Ableton. It's got like two views. You've got session view, and this is arrangement view. So this is how you make a track. So basically, you're going to want audio. You can use audio or Midi. So obviously I run Music Workflow Academy. We make our own sample packs. So I'm going to use my own samples just as a bit of a flex. But yeah, so I like to start with like a kick drum, and then we'll just duplicate that out. So you do Command D to duplicate that. And if you highlight this, I'm really quick, by the way. So, you know, if you've got a notepad or you want to take notes, that's fine. I'm recording the lesson, so you know, you can watch that back if you like. And then what I'll do is there's this consolidate button, and it will turn this into a loop. So now it's one thing. And then if you double click on it, you get this audio clip. I'm going to click loop, and now you can just drag it, you know, like as if it was a loop. So what I'll do is I'll kind of make like the start of my song and drag it out. So, you know, you've got time down here. So, you know, for a radio track, my tracks get played on BBC Radio 1. So I kind of go for 3 minutes 30, you know, roughly. If you've ever DJ'd, you know, you've got like your 16 bar phrases and stuff, and you can kind of split that up, which there's like templates. So, yeah, I'll make a MIDI track here, which can be used to trigger instruments. So I'm basically gonna highlight this, and then I'm gonna call this the intro, just so we know what we're doing. And then the drop, and then we've got a breakdown, which you probably know what that is, like, you know, the quiet bit after drop, then another drop, drop two, breakdown. You don't have to do this, it's just like, so we've got a bit of an indicator on, you know, where we are in the track. So and then we can like make these different colors. So like that's the drop, you know, that's the breakdown. So you can change colors of stuff. And then outro. So we could maybe do another drop. We could do like drop three, drop three, and then outro. Okay. So, you know, kind of looking at the track now, we kind of know what's going on. So like we can kind of add to stuff. So to start with, I'm just going to start layering stuff on top of this kick drum. So I'm probably going to do like a clap. So that one's all right. So I'll just drag that in.
So you do this instead of using loops, like even as a beginner, you're telling me to do this is rather than use loops.
So you can, these are known as one shots, but you can use loops because they're quicker. But what I'm doing is I'm making loops out of one shots. So it's giving you a bit more like originality. And then, you know, because a lot of people do drag loops out of the pack. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, this is another way of doing it. But we'll probably use some loops later on, like top loops.
Are you just showing me how you would do it? Or is this how I should do it? Obviously, of course, in the long run, of course, I would like to do like this, but it may be a little bit difficult because I won't know exactly where the snare goes, the kick goes, the clap goes, you know, things like that. Like, so.
Okay, yeah, we can cover like the programming of the drums, but for the rest of it, I can use loops. So this is a pack I've been using. I don't know if you know Quatero. He's like a tech house dog.
Okay.
He's really good guy. So drum loops, he's got like these loops, right? So you know, like let's say percussion, top loops. So let's say I like this one. You drag that in. And then let's say we want a bass line now. So you can just get like a bass loop to start with. So let's say that one. And like the fundamentals are there, you know, you've got like your kick drum and the bass, you know, that's kind of like, I do them in kind of like their order of importance. So I'll get like a drum groove and then I'll do a bass line to fill it out. And you know, you might want some more drums on here, so I might get another top loop. So that one's a bit more stripped back, like hi-hats. And what that does is it just fits in nicely, but it's not like, it just fits in the gaps of the groove, and then it kind of fills out the track a bit more. So you're just filling out the track. And yeah, so let's say another top loop. So that one doesn't really fit. So the drum groove's kind of full. So are there any kind of questions that you've got, and then I could just go off of that, or do you want me to just
No, you just go ahead. Obviously, I hope I've not changed anything what you were teaching, because I said about the loops. Like, were you planning on using them anyway or not?
Well, I was just showing you like that these are resources from the website that you can get for free. So like,
Okay.
but I can hook you up with all of these sample packs, not a problem. Like, you know,
Okay, cool.
Because you know, I used to use these sample packs, and I thought I'll try and make a sample pack, and then but it was actually pretty good. So you know, I started like packaging them, because why not? So let's see. So we're just going to keep filling out the track. So this Quatero pack, so I might put a pad in there to like add some emotion. So that'll sound something like this. So I'm kind of more like about like those hypnotic like rolling grooves. I don't know if you've got like a preference of the sound, but yeah. So then we might get some vocals. This song pack's really trippy, but it is good. It's good. So let's just say like this loop. I'll just drag this in. And what a vocal will do is it's going to add like some color and texture to the overall loop. So we've got like a lot of our basic elements now. We've got a bass, a kick, a vocal, a pad, and then there's just basically like there's tricks that you're going to pick up. So I'm showing you how to do it, but it's a lot better if you take what I teach you and then like go, oh, he used like a filter here, but instead I want to use an EQ or something like that. So you're going to learn what like all of those words mean, and then it's about developing your own style. So like there's these little things I find that will change the track by like 1%, but you know, you get 100 of those things and your track gets a lot better. So it's just little techniques and things. So right now it sounds good. So what we could do is we can go into this session view, which looks like this, and it's like it plays everything, right? But it's got this mixing console at the bottom, so you can actually change the volume of things. and mix it as if you were in like a really high-end studio. So I'm just going to start. So I could like rename this, call it the kick, and then this is the bass line.
Move now. Go on. Go.
Vocal. Hi-hats. So got more hi-hats. It's good to have open and closed hi-hats. So these are the closed hi-hats, and then they kind of bounce off each other. So you're getting like rhythm and groove and what's known as call and response. So one thing is like call, and then response is another thing. So it's like like combinations that play off of each other. So this is a pad, and then that's the track. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements, right? So this would take the average person 30, 60 elements to get this level of groove or fill. But using loops, you can get there quicker. It's just about sample selection. So it's about knowing your sound, what's current and what you like, and kind of like meeting the audience in the middle of what they'd want to hear and what you think is.
But obviously, if you was actually producing your own tracks, do people use loops when they're actually producing their own tracks to a high level, or not? Definitely not.
I'd say like the top 1% of DJs all use loops. There is
Oh,
a rumor and a fabrication that you shouldn't use loops, but the people who say that like live in their mum's basement and have never made a successful track.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're like gatekeepers. You know, it's like saying, you know, don't do this, but like they have no success in the industry. For
Mhm.
example, I don't know if you know Sosa. He's just done a track called Your Love,
Okay.
and it hit #1 on Beatport. And I saw the whole project. The entire project was loops.
Okay.
I've seen projects from Toman, who's like a massive minimal producer, one of the top selling minimal producers on Beatport. He uses mostly loops. David Guetta uses loops. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me, because he actually basically invented tech house as well. So, you know, anything that I'm doing is kind of what I've got from like Dead Mouse or David Guetta or Martin Garrix. Those people was who I kind of like learned, because I want to know how to make. Obviously money's not nowhere near the main thing, but those people know how to be successful in the industry. So that's what it's about.
Okay.
And using loops, it helps you learn quicker. So let's say you make 500 tracks in a year, which I've done. No one in the fucking world has done that. I might have the world record. Like I actually spoke to Guinness World Records about that, but they didn't. We didn't end up doing it. But you know, it helps you learn quicker, like processing techniques. And then if you wanted to just use your own instruments and drums, you can do that, and it will still sound good. But especially for a beginner, if you want to use loops, this is good. I've got plenty tracks signed to record labels just with loops. My top selling tracks have had loops in them. But so this is generally like what this looks like. But if I was to show you how to do it with Midi, which is different, so we'll call this Lewis 1, yeah. So that's 1. So let's go for number 2. So I'll show you how to do it with like instruments, if that's something. So like obviously I start with drums. So you've got all these drums in Ableton, yeah. So the thing with drums is that in all dance records they use the 909 and the 808. So that, you know, these are the old school drum machines that people use. There's no deviating from it. They've just got the best drums. The way that like a 909 open hat will just like tear through a dance floor. It's just it's just like, you know, it's the blueprint that works. So these are the bread and butter drums. Okay, this is what it looks like when you make a groove. And do you know what? For me, it's about what sounds good. So like I'll make a drum groove out of Midi and it's going to sound the same, but it's going to take me maybe 4 times longer. Do you know what I mean? But we'll get there. So we've got the bass drum, right? So a bit of programming here. So like you see this up here, we've got one bar, and then we've got 0.2 as a beat. So we've got 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat, second bar, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat, third bar, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat, fourth bar, 2 beat, 3 beat, fourth beat. So the kick drum is like boom, 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 boom on every beat. So you see, we just line it up here. You know, you can zoom in more and there's more numbers, it gets confusing. But if you just do this, you know, you can just see how it lines up because it's 4x4 time signature dance music, which is shown up here. And so I'm just going to highlight this. And if you do Command D, you can duplicate it, right? So now what this MIDI is going to do is it's going to play the bass drum. See, it's the same thing. So it's following that pattern down there, but it's just triggering a 909 bass drum. And then we can just like, you know, chuck in a clap. So a clap is every second beat, okay? So you see we've got 1 bar, second beat. So it goes here, yeah? Like this. And we'll make it longer. So we wouldn't put a clap here, but we can put a clap here because second beat, fourth beat, and then we can just duplicate that along. And it triggers the MIDI. So that's cool, right? So my favorite thing about the 909 kit is the open hat. So yeah, so we'll zoom in and then it's every 16th. So that's what that looks like. So if you zoom in a bit, between the 1 and the second beat, you've got 1.13. So it looks like that, yeah? And then you just duplicate that along. I can send you these MIDI files as well, so you can just drag it in and then you can like change the samples or whatever. So that's like every dance record in the world, you know, kind of sounds like that. That's the basics of it, right? So another thing you can do in Ableton 11, because you've got the trials, if you go to clips, they've got like all the best known grooves ever. But like this is like, it's got everything from garage to techno to rock, pop, reggaeton, house, hip hop. So you just go scroll down and then let's see, what have we got? Like a garage beat. And the thing with clips is it's a combination of MIDI and audio. So you drag it in and you see, look, because it's the dots, it's MIDI, but it's also, all the drums are already there. So it's like you've done both in one. And if you look down here, you can see what's getting triggered. So like it'll go orange down here. So you see when the kick's happening, when the hats are happening and stuff. And then if you click on that, you can see this is what it looks like. So I've basically just dragged that in and made a garage beat in like 10 seconds, which I think is like, it's good for time because you save time. So let's say you're like, oh, I like it because it's a MIDI beat and it's got the audio, but I want to make it even more original. Because this is a drum rack, you can swap the samples. So I'll go to, so I've got like a 2-step garage thing in here, a sample pack. So we could, so like this is like, some people are like, don't use loops, but how, like, let's say you've got a blindfold on. This is a loop, and then this is like your own thing. So like the loop sounds better to me, so I use loops. You know, like a lot of producers use loops. But if you wanted to do it yourself, you could also, if you right click on this loop, and then you can, if you right click, see it says convert drums to new MIDI track. So this is going to turn this pattern. You're going to get the drums from this. So it's like, you see, you've turned this into MIDI, which not a lot of people know you can do this. And now if you press play, that's the pattern of this. So you could like add samples to this and change it around. So there's that, right? But I like the MIDI from this. So what I'm going to do is I like to use hip hop samples on my house tracks because no one does that, and it gives it like a bit of edge and like stuff. So let's get a kick drum. Let's say this kick drum. So So you can see down here, it's a really nice kick drum, but I'm just going to swap it. And now it's going to trigger this kick drum. See, it's changed the kick. And now I can go into the hats. So this is where the one shots are really helpful as well, because you can use them like to be triggered by sampler, you know, which is this thing. So let's say the closed hat, I want to swap it for this one.